Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big Gauchos, the talking investing show. On pocket tough money in your pocket. I'm Austin, back with the boys. Just got a mouthful of hair, my bad.
Hey, what's up, Big Gauchos? It's your boy, Big Gaucho Tyler. We back with another banger video.
What's up, guys? It's Big Gaucho Dave. We are back indeed. We have a banger video because every video is a banger. And before we get started, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate all the love and support, and it helps keep us motivated. And without further ado, Austin, you want to talk about the first news we got today?
Sure do. Thank you, everybody, for your continued support of the channel and your continued support of Bitcoin, or lack of support. Seems like a sell-off is coming pretty soon, and it's already here. Bitcoin ETFs. This is a new thing that just got proposed somewhat recently. The SEC is set to approve these ETFs, which stands for Exchange Traded Funds. Basically funds of Bitcoin that'll be traded on the open market on the New York Stock Exchange. They are expected to approve these ETFs this year under the Biden administration, but this could be a conflict of what Bitcoin really stands for, because if you think about it, the main appeal of Bitcoin is the lack of a regulation that comes with it and how the blockchain is pretty private, but that does make it extremely volatile because it's not regulated like a lot of major stocks. If a major stock had that kind of volatility, they probably stop trading, or there would be a lot of problems with that company's insolvency. JP Morgan came out though, and they agree with these predictions and say that there might be a crash up to 15%, could get wiped out of the crypto market value. So Bitcoin's a very big deal this year, and it might be your golden buying opportunity because Bitcoin has been taking a dump. They lost 19% of their value just in the last 2 days, which could be the start of a massive sell-off. And later on, could cause a very large-scale sell-off because institutional funds are going to be buying these ETFs because they're regulated and they meet financial compliance. And institutional investors could be taking a lot of interest in these new Bitcoin ETFs. So could trigger even more people to sell off because they believe they're at the top, as these institutions would likely pay a premium. So do you guys think there's actually going to be a sell-off, and could Dogecoin pass Bitcoin after this?
I definitely think there will be a sell-off. Definitely because of this might happen a lot sooner than expected. I feel like this is just kind of that necessary steps for Bitcoin to get more regulated. I know everyone doesn't want it to be regulated, but for it to be more accepted and institutionalized, there has to be some regulations. And with that being said, more institutions could also invest into Bitcoin. Obviously, these Bitcoin ETFs are a fan favorite of big industries right now, but who knows, maybe down the road it could definitely switch off back to Bitcoin. But if it does crash, I'm talking about like major sell-off, I definitely recommend buying at least one if you have the extra funds. I think I will personally, but we'll definitely see how it goes.
If you have a pile of money under your mattress, maybe think about picking one up. But just real quick on that, I don't know that. I think the main problem would be that you wouldn't have the same volatility that Bitcoin normally has if it gets regulated. So you wouldn't really see these people making these massive profits all the time like you do now.
No, that's definitely true. I kind of hope it doesn't happen because I think it's just going to ruin the lure of these cryptocurrencies, where you can either lose it all or gain it all in like a couple of minutes, pretty much.
Yep.
So I think it's kind of stupid. I really hope it doesn't pass. I mean, I'm not really into cryptocurrency in general, but I think it's a cool idea. It definitely will cause a crash in the value of Bitcoin without a doubt. 15% seems like a pretty reasonable number. I would agree with that. And it's already dropped like 20-some%, because it was at 40,000 to like 33 or something, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been dropping like crazy. It's pretty wild. So yeah, about 90% of the value in just the last 2 days.
So I don't know, maybe we might go down to sub 30 in the next couple of weeks.
It may. I hope it does. I hope it goes to the 20s and the 15s, and I'm buying. But the only argument I have with that is, for like big institutions to actually put that much money into Bitcoin, knowing how unstable it is, there has to be some type of, like regulation for them to like lean back on to feel at least somewhat comfortable in putting however amount of money they want to put in. Because going in, I mean, like if you're a big company, you're putting in $40 million and overnight you lose it all. It definitely not something they would want to take the risk on,
Hmm.
Yeah, but
That's so-
that takes away the whole allure of it, and then you don't get those wild Bitcoin ups and downs. You don't have those buying opportunities. The
I'm
public
assuming,
doesn't want to
like,
get in on it because they feel like it's out of reach because of stocks. I think
I
it's
guess.
cool. It's anti-establishment. I don't know. I'm kind of with Dave. I would hope it doesn't happen, but also like Tyler said, it is the next natural step. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of other places for Bitcoin to go at this point. So.
Yeah, exactly. Especially those big companies, they're pumping in billions of dollars. They can also control the market.
Mhm.
Bitcoin needs to do like a 1-to-20 split on their Bitcoins.
I don't think that's a thing, Dave.
Yeah, that would be crazy if they start doing that soon, if it does get regulated. But
Oof.
I'd say Bitcoin's a buy at the right price. I
Yeah,
think
definitely buy the dip.
15,000 probably a good range, 15 to like
Yeah.
18 for me. But I'm pretty conservative on those numbers. It'll probably not get that low for quite some time, but we can only hope.
Yeah, I would sell it off right now. Sell it off right now, and then hopefully buy it back later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my whole savings account into Bitcoin as soon as the sell-off starts happening. So mark my words, it will probably pay off. Wink, wink. But
Wink, nudge, nudge.
what?
I said wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge, nudge, nudge. But you might want to also check out another IPO that's planning to pop up. If you're not so confident in Bitcoin, like we kind of are, we're kind of not, but this could be a surefire thing. And Dave is here to tell you some more about that, I believe.
Yeah, so this kind of caught me up by surprise, but a famous, boot producer, Doc Martens, for those grungy kids, teenagers, rebellious. Of course, they are the private company named Primera purchased it back in like 2007, I believe, and they're releasing 25% of the company to the public. But not much
Ooh.
else has been really named other than that. Only real details we were able to see was that they made quite a lot of money in sales last year, almost $1 billion, which is pretty nice.
Wow. Just for
Yeah, it's
one
okay.
shoe company.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, they're getting pretty
definitely-
popular with
Mhm.
pop music too. Rihanna's a big user of the docs.
Big Doc kind of gal. Yeah, they're very popular in the underground scene, definitely with music and hipsters alike. So they have a common ground. It's the craft beer of boots. Every hipster wants them, and they're extremely expensive.
That's true.
Yeah, they
So,
are.
are you saying like this is going to be a buy once they go public?
I think so. I think it'd be a good diversification. I mean, if they did other stuff than shoes, it would be a lot nicer. But
Hmm.
just under the circumstances, they're really taking off, and I think it's a good way to get in on the counterculture before it becomes mainstream again. So, good long-term hold, I think, at the right price.
Yeah, wait on the IPO to dip and then buy. We've seen that trend happen every time.
Yeah, I guess it depends on their valuation. I would say they're probably like a $3 billion company, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, $900 million revenue a year. I'm sure their debt's relatively low if they're only making boots. It doesn't sound like they've spread themselves too thin. But yep, don't buy IPO day. So just wait until about 2 months after. Should be able to get a better deal.
Yes, sir. And there's been some concerns about the quality of their shoes recently. That's what I've been reading about. Because I guess they moved their sales or their production to China when they were purchased by Primera. And there's been
dang.
concerns that like the threading on the sole, you can see right there, it's kind of like undone a little bit in some
Yeah.
shoes. And hopefully it's not true, because that would definitely cut into, what they're known for, good quality.
I heard it's made from endangered panda leather, and that's what causes the quality issues primarily.
Oh, wow. Dang.
Yeah. So not very sustainable in the long term, but hopefully they switch back to normal leather. It's kind
I
of
didn't even know you could get
kinda
leather
messed
from
up.
pandas.
Well, I mean, they have their ways around things, I mean, with enough bribery money, you could probably get your hand on a few pandas.
Jeez.
Jeez, that's crazy. I didn't know that at all.
That's not true, is it?
Yeah, dude, it is. I just looked it up. No, it's
All
not
right,
true.
well,
It's not true.
No way.
No, quick disclaimer, we do not encourage poaching wild exotic animals to make boots. That was an attempt at humor. If you would like to refute that point with me, please leave a comment below. Thank you.
well,
Just kidding. It's a joke.
there you have it. Docs? I don't know, maybe. Not for me personally. I would say they're not a buy. I think if I were to go into shoes, it'd be Nike. That's the only company I would ever go into. So yeah.
Vans all the way.
I'm with Dave. I think Nike is the only shoe company for me. I feel like I could probably find other companies that would make me more money than investing in Docs. Cool company, cool shoe, a little overpriced in my opinion for their designs. Not a buy.
I'm going long-term
Not a
gains
buy.
on Sperry's. Just kidding.
Sperry's.
I'd buy a little bit of Docs. I think it's cool. I think if it was under $30 a share, I might try some just to see what happens.
I respect it.
Less
There you
risk than
go.
gambling on Bitcoin if you think about it. So technically it'd be really hard to lose as much money as you could lose on Bitcoin.
Hmm.
That is definitely true.
But
Definitely.
lower profits. But lower profits coming in for Ford. They're not looking so hot. We got some bad news. Who's got this story, Tyler? Or Dave?
I got this one. This one is about SoftBank. So SoftBank has sold a lot of money, or sold a lot of shares of
I
Uber.
did the wrong one. I'm sorry.
So, you know that SoftBank is really into tech. They kind of helps prop up the tech bubble by purchasing a bunch of technology companies like Uber, DoorDash, Twitter, et cetera, Snapchat, and they're taking their profits from Uber. They sold 38 million shares on the 17th, or on the 7th, not the 17th. We're not in the future yet. So on the 7th of January, they sold 38 million shares, and they got about $2 billion in cash for that. But
Wow.
they didn't pull out completely. They just pulled out a little bit. So they're just nudging out because they still have about 180 million shares currently. I guess they may be a little concerned that it might have a little bit of a drop, maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
not too.
dude,
not
are they
too
not
good.
majority holders? They might as well own Uber with that many shares. Holy.
No, they definitely have a very high percentage of the portfolio.
Sheesh. Yeah, I mean, probably not the most prudent investment during a global pandemic, but ordinarily it could have paid out okay. SoftBank, I feel like they just sell their stuff off as soon as it starts to turn south. Usually.
Ooh, is this like a prediction that Uber is going to be hitting the toilet pretty soon?
I feel
I
like
hope
it
so.
is. SoftBank's known for that. I mean, they are the NASDAQ whale, and they're known for their big sell-offs. Big sell-offs and big buys. They have no other position other than the two extremes usually.
Yeah.
All right,
Think
so
about it.
all I heard was short Tesla or short Uber, not Tesla. Short Uber.
Short
Yeah, that's what
Uber.
I'm saying. Cash covered calls on Uber. Make sure you buy those that expire tomorrow, if
Oh
possible.
my.
So get those good premiums.
Yeah, SoftBank is definitely a whale. They have definitely done a lot of damage to this market last year, especially. I definitely think Uber is going to go down some more. They're actually up $1 today. I think they're at $54. I think SoftBank sold around 55, so I guess they
Ooh.
won the deal.
Yeah, you're right. The
Dang.
average sell price is around $55, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, they definitely sold at the
2.46%.
top.
Definitely.
Gosh.
But
Masayoshi Son knows what he's doing.
do you think SoftBank might be investing into Lordstown in the future with that extra $2 billion they got?
Dude, they better if they want to make like triple or quadruple their gains. Are you kidding me?
You guys better hope so.
It'd be crazy. They just like pretty much make the market cap go up by 40% in one day.
Yeah, they better. I mean, we went up 25% today. Just saying, major gains for major gauchos. You know.
Huge couch.
And we'll get into that a little bit later on. But let's just about
Foreshadowing.
Ford.
Ford. Old reliable. You know, we've
Now
had
it's
a
Ford
couple.
story.
We've had a couple of our gauchos invest in this company, and might currently still be invested. I don't know, But Ford is taking some hits right now. They are currently closing some of their Brazilian factories. They're closing 3 of them. And yeah, they're about to let go of about 5,000 workers, and the industry vehicle sales have dropped about 26%. So yeah, they're gonna take about $4.1 billion of pre-tax charges. So I'm definitely not looking good for them.
That is no small number, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ford's been getting beaten down for the past, I would say, 5 or 6 years now. They've just been taking hits left and right,
Yeah,
which really sucks.
you would think the bleeding would have stopped when they cut all the cars and they were just going to focus on trucks and the Mustang and the performance vehicles, but no such luck. And those electric vehicles don't seem to be helping them at all. It turned from, I think it was pretty much blue chip before, back in the day, now to, well, it's basically a penny stock now.
Yeah, they definitely taking a lot of hits. I personally think they're a dying company, or at least a dying stock, unless they really hit the ballpark with. I think, aren't they coming out with a Bronco?
Yeah, yeah, the brand new Bronco is coming out this year, so should be
Yeah,
really
they really
cool.
like kill it with like orders on that. Their new EV truck or whatever vehicle they're making like really gets a lot of
Mustang
orders.
and the
They're making
Mustang
they're
SUV.
yeah, exactly. If they hit that out of the park and it's like really high performance, they're not gonna go anywhere, to be honest. If
Let's
it
hope
doesn't hit.
so.
I think it might with the Mustang because the Mustang's known for its crazy acceleration and stuff. And EVs have actually really great acceleration. People don't really understand that. They have very, very, very fast acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's because they have no transmission. So as soon as you step on it, it's power on demand. That's why even some of those base model Teslas are faster than most sports cars, and the high performance ones are faster than most Ferraris, surprisingly,
Mhm.
at a
0 to
much
60 in
cheaper
like 2
price
seconds.
tag. Yeah, yeah. The Roadster is the fastest land vehicle, I think, still. 0 to 60 in 1.9.
Holy. I mean,
That'd
what are
be
your thoughts?
terrifying.
Like, is a Mustang is a muscle car, yeah?
Yeah,
I mean, like, how do you think it'll translate to going EV? Like those, muscle car like heads and whatnot, like on what a Mustang is for their engine and whatnot. Do you
it's
think it'll take
definitely gonna.
It's gonna be weird because usually they have that super loud muffler that just blares people's eardrums out. Obviously you're not gonna have that with an EV.
Yep. I think it's definitely gonna flop for sure. But just because like you were saying, it's not the classic American muscle that people are used to. It's gonna take a long time for it to come around because when people think of an electric sports car, they think of Tesla automatically. They're not really thinking of Ford yet. Also, the vehicle
exactly?
hasn't been proven like the Tesla models have. So I don't think it's going to do a lot of numbers for at least 3 years. So might take Ford a little bit to get some gains out of this one.
All right, guys, what are you thinking? Ford, is it a buy now or hold or sell?
Nah,
Nah,
I don't like it that much either. I still have it, but I don't think it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, don't buy. If you have it, probably sell it and put it into Lordstown. That's all I have to say about that.
money's probably safer there. It's honestly a penny stock. It's probably going to be bankrupt by Monday.
I don't know about all
Jeez.
that.
Jeez, I hope not.
Don't scare David like that.
You just see Ford on the news. Ford files Chapter 11 bankruptcy out of nowhere.
Jeez.
But, nah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They get bailed out by the government before that happened. Too many senators are invested in Ford.
True.
Probably. That's probably the only company they really know. For
True.
automobiles.
Yeah,
The
insider
Ford T
trading.
model. The Ford T model that came out like yesterday.
Model T. I love
I remember
vintage
the Model
cars.
T when I was a boy.
What's this about forbearance?
Ooh, this is
Oh,
not going to be good.
Austin, you want to take this one? I know you love mortgages and all that.
Sure.
Go for it, my guy.
All right, sure. Thanks to Tyler for the story. But forbearance is coming to an end very soon. January 31st, actually. It's going to be at the end of the month. It could show how the market is really performing. Some quick statistics for you. 2.7 million U.S. mortgage borrowers are in forbearance programs as of January 3rd, which is just the beginning of last week. That's Sunday or Monday. It's Monday. That's not good. It means they're not paying their mortgages for sure. Whether or not they have equity could be determined later. Supposedly, most of the people have equity, but no one really knows for sure because the banks obviously don't release their balance sheets to the public. JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, though, they're supposed to be reporting their first quarter earnings on Friday. So we will see what is happening with these forbearances, first quarter results, my bad, on Friday. So we'll see if they're taking on a lot of water, which personally I feel like they are. Forbearances
Insider
put
trading.
no, almost caught me. No insider trading is going on. I have no information about the company, but dang it, he caught me. Quick disclaimer, please. Oh my God. However, the forbearance put a stop to seeing who's able to pay their mortgage and who can't. The banks are pretty unsure of what's going to happen. Just one other quick thing to add. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are expecting to take about $16 billion in losses. And if you don't know, that's the government agencies that buy most of the mortgage bonds from the bank. They buy anything that's under $548,250 and falls within certain limits. So they're taking on quite a lot of debt, especially because they're raising the limit that they'll buy the mortgage packages at. So I don't think they're going to see an end to the bleeding anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, this is scary news. Hopefully, I don't know what's going to happen, but I may even expect that the incoming president, Joe Biden, will maybe try to extend forbearance for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's pretty much expected. I was even surprised that they extended it just until the end of January. It seemed like a very short time because the previous date was December 31st of 2020, and that wasn't too long after.
But I mean, maybe we might not see an extension too.
Yeah. I hope they just rip the Band-Aid off and just like, yeah, we're not extended it anymore. If you can't pay for it, you just gotta go. And then we just have a huge
Yeah.
market. We just have a huge market collapse, and everything just goes down all at once. We go into a recession, the stock market crashes, housing market crashes. 2008 all over again. Just hit a nice reset button, give a lot of people the opportunity to invest their money, and just watch it grow.
Yeah,
Because it's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, at some point they're just putting a Band-Aid on it, but I think it favors Joe Biden's spending policy to keep extending the forbearance. So might not see any home deals for quite some time, but the longer they let it go, like you said, Tyler, they're just gonna pile it up higher and higher until the mountain is unable to be climbed back up from where we fell.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you couldn't have said it better myself, but I think that's probably what's going to happen is they'll just extend it and it'll keep growing and become worse and worse and worse. And, ultimately it's going to have to come to a crash someday. And that's going to be a really bad day, obviously.
Yep.
I'll be ready.
Just hopefully there isn't a lot of corruption with the ratings and the bonds like we saw in 2008. So that we're protected from some of that, from some of those losses as far as corruption goes. But in terms of just loss from servicing the mortgages, it's adding up pretty quickly. I mean, people don't realize how many billions of dollars this is getting into, and that was just from the government agencies. I mean, there's still the VA loans, and there's still all the loans that the banks take in as just portfolio loans that they can't sell. So if any crash does happen, these banks are going to be pretty over leveraged.
Well, yeah, let's do numbers with Tyler. So we have we have 2.7 million U.S. mortgage borrowers. Let's say all of them just foreclose, right? They're like, we can't pay it. We gotta go, right?
Everybody that has a mortgage.
Yeah, let's say all 2.7 million U.S. mortgages just gone.
Oh my God.
Right. So you got
wait, is it 2.7 million in forbearance or just mortgages total?
Just forbearance mortgages, all in the program.
Okay, I feel you. I'm following you.
let's say the average mortgage is like 100,000, even though the cutoff is around 400,000. I'm kind of saying all of them are going to go out. So we'll just lower the number of how much each house is worth. Let's say around 100,000, right? So
Okay.
you got
About
2.7
350, but
million.
yeah.
Or is it, you say 350?
Yeah.
We can do 350. That
average
just
is
makes it a
about
bigger number.
350.
Okay, so 2.7 million times
Uh-huh.
that by 350,000. We're looking at, oh my God, I don't even know what this number is. That's how much
945 billion.
Yeah, $945 billion down the drain. So
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it would
take
reduce
it how
the
you may
GDP
be.
by quite a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Better hope these people have equity.
Let's hope.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
I guess then we're going back into the bear market.
We might have to, or just the stock market just takes it and goes up to 40K for no reason.
Honestly. Yeah, JP Morgan's going to be insolvent overnight if that happens.
I think a lot of banks would be insolvent overnight if that happened.
That'd be wild. We could see something like that. Like I know we're just like throwing out numbers and like laughing about it, but I mean Tyler's right. It could be something huge.
Exactly.
It's a lot of money, 935 billion. That's just all down the drain. And I mean, I couldn't tell you how like chaotic that day would be on the market. Oh man, it'd be bad.
It's kind of chump change.
Yeah, so then the banks would get all the properties back probably, and they would have to sell it at a very low price because there'd be so many houses on the market then.
Yeah,
Oh,
there'd be about zero demand.
Yeah, and then the houses or the banks would get shafted pretty much. They'd take on, hundreds of billions of dollars of losses, and people would panic.
They would.
Yeah.
Well, the U.S.
Unreasonable.
government would lose the most because of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're backed by the U.S. government now, so
Oh yeah, that's right, because they bought the mortgages, huh?
yeah, it would put the U.S. in even more debt. That'd be crazy.
I mean, whatever. Like, what's an extra $1 trillion debt if we're already at like $28 trillion in debt?
That is very true.
Just slap it on the books.
Just have
Exactly.
J-Powell print it off.
Exactly. We spent like what $5 trillion last year, so what's an extra $1 trillion? It's not that much.
Well,
Chump change.
this extra trillion would probably cause the housing market to crash. Like literally, all houses would get devalued, and it could definitely hurt a lot of people. They'd be overpaying for their houses.
Dude, if that crashes the housing prices that much, then they're literally gonna be selling houses in Detroit for $5
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a whole neighborhood if that happens.
for $20.
Exactly. We could all buy a whole neighborhood. It's only up from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's only up from here, and we'll have to see what happens with these forbearance programs. But it's only up from here. If you buy some of these big winners, big losers, and sleepers, you got to get your money up before you can buy those houses.
Let's hit that soundtrack.
Dave, what's this first one we got?
So this first one is Churchill Capital Corporation, CCIV, up 32% almost. And, they're an SPAC, so they don't do anything. But there's rumors that they're going to be merging with this company called Lucid Motors, which is a potential luxury EV company. So they're trying to compete with Tesla for luxury vehicles, which is kind of cool, I guess. I think they look really cool, the EV cars that are I like our number 2 personally. So I'm gonna go and talk about number 2 real fast, and I'll bring it back to number 1. Number 2,
yes.
we got Lordstown Motor Ride. They are up 23% in the day. At close, they were up I think 26% at the peak. But if you look at their car, if you're on the YouTube channel, if not, you should go over to YouTube and check it out. If not, you can look up the Endurance at on Google or whatever. And that car looks so sleek. I swear, like it looks like it came out right out of Tron. So I love the way it looks. It would be even really better. Nice. It'd be even better if when you turn it on, those little divots light up bright neon orange. That looks so cool.
Oh, dude, I'd definitely add a custom job to that if it didn't.
Exactly. So going back to number 1 here, I think some of these EV cars, they look so cool. I love the way they look compared to like traditional cars. I mean, if traditional diesel cars or gasoline cars can make it look like something like that, I'd be down for it too. I just like the way it looks. Looks really cool.
Yeah, they really got to win you over with the styling with all these new electric cars that are coming out, because they got to set themselves apart somehow.
Okay, hear me out on the number one, Churchill Capital Corp. What's stopping them from being like another Rolls-Royce type stock? So what would differentiate themselves from the rest? Obviously, they're going to look cool, have cool features, but at the same time, everything that's in the engine is just a battery, just like every other EV car. So why pay more of a premium?
I don't think anyone's doing luxury like they are. I mean, I don't know too much about it. I guess it would depend on their Lucid Motors acquisition, since they're just an S-Pack. But I think it's a really underplayed space, because everybody's going for minimalist in these vehicles, because they're pretty much mimicking Tesla's minimalist design.
True.
I think the average price that's going to be expected for the Lucid Motor Company, I think the average price was like 131 grand. So they're definitely targeting like the high class people.
Chump change.
But I haven't seen it in their models yet. I don't really know if they have alpha, prototypes available. I'm sure they probably do somewhere, but I haven't looked into them at all. So
let's hope they have engines and don't just push them down hills.
It's like children's drawing with like crayons.
Oh.
Shout out to Trevor.
Trev,
our favorite.
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah, let's go back to number 2 for a second. Lordstown. They killed it today, and I'm happy. I made quite a pretty penny. Well, I mean, I didn't really make it, but I'm up quite a pretty penny, and life's good.
Pretty happy.
Oh yeah. They definitely have a lot going for them, but I'm gonna get to them a little later in the show. Just a little bit foreshadowing. They have a lot of pre-orders.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit of foreshadowing. Lordstown's going to appear at least 4 more times in this episode.
Easy.
including the sponsored ad read.
Oh dude, I'm gonna email them and just be like, hey, like we love your product and like we always talk about you on our podcast. Like, can you shout us out or something?
Just be like, yeah, can you like send us t-shirts or something? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool actually with our logo. But
yeah.
Check out the Biggest Losers right now.
Boom. What is it? What's Editas Medicine?
Yeah, so number 1 we have Adidas or Editas, whatever you want to call it, medicine, and they're down 15% of the day.
Adidas.
We had them on the show like probably about a month ago, I would say. I think they're also the biggest losers at that time too. Maybe they're biggest winners, but they are doing CRISPR technology, trying to figure out how to incorporate that to edit people's genomes to help get rid of genetic disorders or genetic predisposition to disorders or really any kind of thing like that. So we're taking some pretty big L's, but eventually CRISPR will become commonplace. I'm pretty sure about it. Whether it's Editas doing it or some other company, no one knows. So yeah, they're down quite a lot today, which kind of sucks for them and for you if you hold on to it.
That was that company that we saw last week, CRISPR Therapeutics, that was on Big Winners.
Was it? Might have been.
Yeah, or it was either winners or losers, but it was CRISPR Therapeutics.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that now. Good mind.
Nice.
I put on my thinking cap.
Little light bulbs go off. Ding, ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Time for number 2. That's what the
Number
bell
2.
means.
Number 2, we got Diamond Field Resources Incorporated, DFIFF, and they're down 15% of the day. And they kind of scout out areas for mining diamonds, zinc, copper, really all kinds of precious metals. I don't think they do gold though, so everything else other than gold, pretty much.
You think they can take on Yamana?
I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know.
I guess since they don't do gold, they could.
I definitely
really
think
be
it's a
competing.
sleeper, to be honest. All gold stocks right now are sleepers because they're dropping right now. So definitely buy because I know they're going to go up, especially with all this economic turmoil.
Should we buy some Diamond Peak? Or not Diamond Peak, Diamond Fields.
I don't know.
Man, I
bought
miss
some
Diamond
you guys have me conditioned.
Diamond
I
Peak
miss-
Holdings.
I miss Diamond Peaks, but Lordstown is cooler. I like Lordstown too.
Yeah.
You
I
guys were there before it was cool.
I like Diamond mean, because of the name we use for them. We can't say it on the channel, but that was such a classic.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day if we
One
get
day.
sponsored, we can say whatever we want.
Oh hell yeah! But no, definitely for real. Like I bought some Yamana Gold, I think the day before, and I'm even right now on them, even though gold's taking a hit. But I feel like they will come back strong. So definitely waiting on that. Gotta
Cool.
diversify.
Waiting to come up.
Exactly.
Just wait on that come up. But you can also wait for these sleepers to come up, and they're coming up right now.
Sleep.
Oh no, what's number
Alrighty.
one? We've never seen this stock before. This is brand new to me.
Brand new, right out the gates from Gainestown Motors. It's your boy, Lordstown Motors, ticker RIDE. So I did a little bit of foreshadowing. Lordstown has officially 100,000 unbinding pre-orders. So I did the math with the boys prior to the episode. If they fulfill all 100,000 orders, I think they're selling their truck at 50,000 or 40,000.
$12.
I thought it was less than that. I thought it was like 35,000 for the base
Yes.
model.
All right, let's say it's at 30,000. They're making $3 billion. I thought it was like 40, 50,000. So
Mm.
it's either
That's too
3
high.
billion. All right, they're looking at around $3 billion in revenue if they fulfill all 100,000. That's if they don't get any more pre-orders. And they're only worth
Dang.
$4 billion right now as a company. So I mean,
It's
if you can
almost
do
a
the
market
math,
cap. Yeah.
yeah. So like if you just do the math, they have a lot of room for gains. They have a factory. They're set to produce in September of 2021. Only, I believe, 9.5 months away. 10.5 months away.
Mhm.
September, no, nine
Something like
months
that.
away. And
Eight.
yeah,
and a half.
it's definitely positive. I think they have a couple prototypes out that's performance is really well. I cannot see them dropping the ball unless some of the companies, like David said, pull out and everyone just decides not to buy them.
Yeah, I think they're making some beta prototypes that they're going to be giving out to some of their bigger clients to see what performance issues there are, whatever. So hopefully they perform really well so that they don't back out, because that would be killer. But I mean, the one thing that I have concerns with Lordstown, even though I'm invested in it, is that they're mostly, selling their vehicles to commercial fleets essentially, and I would imagine it's mostly probably construction companies, in my opinion, maybe some, retail that, they need to
Electric
ship
garbage
things
truck.
back and forth. I think this could become popular on the streets. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a redneck truck, obviously. You're not gonna see people in Alabama with the endurance because they like to roll their coal a little bit. But I think in more like the suburban areas or maybe in California, it might become popular with the Lordstown motor.
Yeah, don't forget that California is banning all gas cars in 2050, I think. So, they got to fill it up with some EV cars, and what better truck than the light heavyweight endurance?
Only 30 years away. Might
Yeah.
as well start stacking them now.
Exactly. This company's only worth $4 billion. In 10 years, maybe they're worth 50 billion. Then it's like 12% or 12-fold gain on whatever your initial investment would be,
Mhm.
which would be crazy.
Very well could be.
You saw what happened with Tesla. They went up, what was it, 800% in 1 year? This
Yeah.
could be the year of Lordstown.
The year of Lordstown. Make
Yes,
sure you guys
sir.
pick some up if you haven't already. I'm not on the wagon yet, but we'll see. We'll see if we get another dip again. I might throw some in.
Definitely buy the dip. It went up 23%. I know it seems like it's going to keep going up, but with every stock, there's always some pullback. So wait on the pullback, man, pull some trig and just hold and just go for the ride, guys. Ride into the big bucks. Prediction, $150 stock by the end of next year.
Ride the
Ooh.
rocket. It's going to the moon. But also check out real quick Stewart Title if you're looking for a cool stock to buy on the side. Good for new home sales and refinance because they're doing a lot of the title and escrow work for the major banks. Pretty much bigger than Fidelity now. So check them out if you're trying to figure out a way to get into investing in real estate without directly investing in houses. And we got Cracker Barrel, so you can invest in roadside truck stop diners. And this one's just up here to see if anyone's still watching. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's a really decent restaurant. I think it's a fan favorite of everybody, and as travel's coming back, could definitely pick up some business.
Yeah, I
Yes,
know that
sir.
travel was definitely very slow. I think it's probably almost back to normal on the interstates now, but
Yeah.
definitely last summer it was very slow.
Yep, it definitely was. And seeing as how all Cracker Barrels are located near freeways, pretty much, because that's just who they are, that was a big problem. But problem no more. It's a good value stock, so you still got time to buy it.
I like
So
it. I like it a lot.
Let's do it.
yeah, I do too. Good biscuits. But while you take your business there, we're gonna get our business from Anchor done because we got a sponsorship from them. So let's hit that ad.
Hit that ad.
Ooh, thank you, Anchor. We love you as always. We also love the Boneyard, but it has no new additions. And still have not, will not, and will never eat at Ruby Tuesday. Now, for the moment we have all been waiting for. Now, I know what you're thinking. What could the scores on the game possibly be? Well, sadly, I'm still in second place. Dave's coming in first. He's got 53. I got 46. Kanal has 42. Tyler has 41. What is better and more fitting than me taking the dub today for the second day in a row? You know, it's pretty cool.
Taking the dub for a third day in a row, maybe.
You're garbage.
Might be able to call on that UAV. You know, you never really know.
Get a three-peat.
You think so? You think I can get a UAV tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't think I've ever gotten a three-peat.
I have.
Ooh. I have. The highest I've ever got was 4.
But I mean, that just goes to show you that, you know, consistency is better than making long-term runs and then having a bunch of losing days.
It's
You're
true.
not wrong.
I do agree with that advice, and in that same spirit, I'm going to pick 31008.69.
All right.
Because
Pretty
I
close.
feel like it closed at a lucky number today. So we'll see.
I got you. You know, I think I'm gonna go with the bull. You know, I'm always a bull. I realize that the bear market just doesn't exist ever, so I can never give up on being a bull. So I'm gonna go with 31,450.
Okay, I like that.
31,450.
I'm going. I'm just gonna play my margins right. I'm going 30,812.345.
Where's my phone? Could someone text my number for me?
Yeah, I got you.
31008.69.
Got you. 8.69. Got
Thank
you.
you.
All right, the numbers
know
are
where my-
locked.
don't know
We
where my
are
phone
glocked.
All right.
Locked, glocked, and loaded. Hopefully, I can find my phone before tomorrow. But I guess you guys will have to come back and see. As always, we'll let you know if Canal checks in. But we want to thank everyone for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. There's a voice message on anchor.fm/gauchos or biggauchos.com. If you want to send an investing tip when we're playing the show, Tyler, do it.
All right, Big Gauchos, quick disclaimer because we love disclaimers. We are not licensed brokers, and everything said on this podcast is our opinions from our experiences. So with that being said, please do your due diligence and invest safely, Big Gauchos, because we are not liable for any lost gains, but we are directly liable for all major gains.
Gains.
Major gains. You know, Gainestown Motors.
Kingstown Motors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all y'all for all the support. Please like and subscribe. We're growing every day. We love doing this. It makes me happy and makes you guys happy too, because I know you guys are making some money watching this stuff. Dave, please let the viewers know our amazing Instagram.
So the Instagram is, wait for it, at Big Gauchos. So come over and check us out. We got some pretty good content we post almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Depends on the day, honestly. But come check us out. We got some good stuff. And before we pass it along to Austin, Kanal just locked in for 31,109. So that's his number.
Bull.
Come on, Kanal.
Austin's a little bit upset, obviously, but we're all
Kanal's
locked
trying
in.
to sandwich me.
We're all
Yeah,
locked in.
I feel personally attacked.
Yeah, but I guess that's the way Kanal plays, so you can't hate on him. But you know, he's not doing that well. He's in last place. currently tied in last place. So it's obviously not working out very well for him.
I'll give him credit. At least he's consistent.
True.
Credit
Yep,
where
but-
credit is due.
But yeah,
But-
come check us out on Instagram. We post some
Yeah.
great stuff and send it to your friends and family.
Yep, definitely do that. Make sure you share those Instagram posts. Post them on your story too. That'd be really cool. Share that YouTube link as well, but also take us with you on the go. We got streaming links everywhere. Everywhere podcasts are available, we're there. And you can send them to your friends and family as well with that link and your own timestamp. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Google, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Overcast, or you can add us to your own RSS feed application anywhere you want so you can take us wherever you want. Make sure, especially if you're listening on Apple, you leave us a rating 1 to 5 stars. We do not accept anything less than 4.5 stars. System just doesn't allow for it. You're also required and bound to leave us a great review on Apple Podcasts. Tell us something you liked and or who's your favorite Big Gaucho. And boys, we got anything else to add before we sign off?
By Lordstown.
December 31st, 2021. Lordstown, $150.
Hey.
Hey, Lordstown, $4,000 end of next week. Buy cash covered puts, and we're out. Good night from Arizona. Have a nice Monday. Peace.